That's right. As the headline suggests, I got a TikToker all pissy and in his feelings because, well, I made a simple little stitch in which I mention him. And that TikToker is Danesh, or ThatDaneshGuy. Now, I feel kind of bad for this guy because he actually ended up getting a community guidelines violation because he did a video where he was accusing me of being, hateful while being hateful, hence the community guidelines violation. But you'll see what I mean here in just a minute. Now, real quickly, I do have 3 videos that we're going to talk about today. We're going to go over, but an interesting thing, for the longest time, Danesh has had me blocked. I know this. There's no reason to beat around the bush or to make up a lie and say I totally came across his video by accident. No. I used to regularly check on certain creators, right? I really didn't follow them, but hey, once in a while, either A, videos from them will come up because the algorithm would realize that I watched their videos, or B, if something reminded me, I would go and check on certain creators, whether it be these 3 or on Karen or anyone that I felt was prominent enough on the application. Why? Because I consider myself, for the haters, I really don't give a shit what you think, but I consider myself a social commentator, right? So what is happening, whether it be in the news, on TikTok, of course, is what I create my content around. I mean, there's tons of us, right? People that they react to videos and stuff like that. And it's funny, by the way, as a side note, that all the haters usually get all pissed off and like, oh, make real content. Like who? Like these 3? Because these 3 do exactly what I do. Oh, that's right. But you worship them. That's the problem. So it's really funny, right? When people accuse me of totally not doing the same thing that other people are doing, but it's me that is trying to get, quote, clout. Cognitive dissonance. But we have a lot of that going on today, specifically with Danesh, which let's get back to him. So when it comes to Danesh, right, I get a ping and it says, you've been tagged in a video, right? Again, no different than anyone else. Open it up and it's Danesh. And I'm like, interesting. This guy had me blocked for the longest time. And again, I know this because I regularly check on different creators' content, right? Or their accounts. Tissy has me blocked. Savannah, and by the way, on Karen, I gotta say, shout out to them because out of all the guys, all of them, Modern Warrior, Danesh, and Tissy had me blocked. They immediately went back into their shell the moment I guess my video started coming out and getting popular. But the girls, I gotta give it to them. The ladies, again, on Karen and Savannah, they have more cojones than the dudes. Like they didn't unblock me. I'm sure they don't give a shit about me, which is fine, right? But it's just a notable little side note that the guys, they all act that tough, especially like Modern Warrior, right? Always showing his body, how muscular and tough he is. He was one of the first ones to block me. Like my video hit like 2 million. Now it's at 5 million, but his video that I did on him hit like 2 million, blocked me, which interesting observation. Tissy also, and again, Danesh had me blocked. So when I went to his account and I was able to see the videos, I was like, interesting. Then I hit the video, which I'm going to show it to you guys right now. I hit the video and it was funny. It's funny that he's the one telling me right now, right? And then you're about to see the video that I'm like stalking him when he's the one that had me blocked, but somehow knew when I posted a video that involved him. And if he's like, well, people were tagging me, you shouldn't be able to see those videos, Danesh. So I would call bullshit on that. But if you don't know the video in question, I'm going to show it to you guys here in just a second. So there's this video, this particular video here that I stitched from someone else that said something that I found that resonated with me, which is like, hey, when videos by these creators come up, like don't tag them, which is something that I've said before as well. And I personally say this, I don't know about this particular creator that you're about to see. I don't know why she said it. In my world viewpoint, I don't like Danesh, Tizzy, on Karen, Modern Warrior when he was on the platform, and even on Karen. To be fair, I'm starting to see a different vibe from on Karen. Ooh, someone's gonna get pissed right now. I am. So I really don't want to 100% involve her in these 3. But that's for another day. I'll tell you guys why. But specifically these 3, Tissy, Danesh, and Savannah, or RX Exorcist. I tell people don't tag them in issues because the issues that I talk about are usually Latino issues, right? And I feel, based on the history of their content, that they don't care about Latino issues. They don't care about brown issues. Because to them, it's sad too, because, Danesh is a brown man. Again, it's not try to be completely PC here. He's a brown man. He's not a white guy. And he, other than, you know, issues around specifically directly whatever he considers his community, he talks about always racist, allegedly racist white people, right? Because that's what he always sees. And black people. That's it. That's all. That's all he sees. Black and white. Same thing for Savannah, and same thing for Tizzy. Do they sometimes throw a curveball and they're like, oh, look at this Latino issue? Yeah, sometimes. But I have personally seen videos where they are tagged relentlessly. And it's specifically an example about vendors being beat up, or about, again, people, ICE chasing after brown people, things of that nature. And nothing is out there, right? Not a word is out there about them. They're massive creators, right? In comparison to me, which, by the way, is another reason why I find it very interesting that someone so big, right, millions of followers, and Danesh was bothered by like what do I have, 105, 110 followers? I don't even know what I have. Like, dude, really? Why? Because you're a narcissist, Danesh. That's why. You're so self-centered. You talk about male fragility and white male fragility, bro. Your male fragility is like off the radar. It showed. Like, I don't care if a follower, you know, says something about me. I have 100,000 followers, dude. Like, who am I to you? Seriously. Exactly. You're going to say you're no one. Okay. But clearly I'm someone. I live rent free in your home, in your head. Like, free. 100% free. In fact, you pay me. You know? Why? Because you're a narcissist. But okay. This is a video, right? This is a video that got him all pissed off.
Please don't ever tag these people in my comments.
You know, the snippet from that previous video should be made into an audio because same. And essentially, if you don't know who those people are, that I'm not going to play the whole thing because you guys can go and watch it, right? And a lot of you guys already watched it on TikTok. But what I am going to play you is Danesh's video, the one he got all pissed off. Look at the face I'm making there. It's a weird fucking face. I have a knack for stopping videos and the weirdest faces. But okay, the video, his video is right.
Please
here.
Don't ever tag.
First of all, this is him, by the way, putting a clown face over someone that hurt his ego, right? This lady, it's all pissy, and then he followed my stitch. They don't see themselves as like, hey, the potential. He probably downloaded it, by the way, because as you saw, that's not how it starts. So he downloaded my video and then, you know, stitched it. Problem, they see themselves as a hero because in all the situations, they're front and center. Sure, a lot of the times they can be talking about BIPOC issues, but no, they're front and center. Yes, I know I messed up. I said front of center. I don't know why I said that. A lot of people are like, oh, it's because, you know, learn English. What do you think that does to you, by the way? Like, okay. I mean, English, I consider it to be, I don't know if it's my first language. I don't know. But like, it's 2023. Like, you're really telling people, specifically brown people, to like learn English? It's almost the equivalent of saying go back to your country, but whatever. I know it's front and center. I don't know why I said front of center. Sorry for those of you guys that are like grammar Nazis or all got all pissy because I said front of center. What does front of center mean, Jessica? Oh my God, this is Mexican. Anyways. It's just a bunch of pseudo justice in an effort to virtual signal.
I put myself front and center to shield the victim. Ask any of the people that I've helped on this app.
If you're like, oh, didn't Danesh just did that to you? Yeah, he totally trying to do that. I put myself front and center. Okay.
They'll tell you. I put myself front and center.
I know it's front and center. Fuck. You know why? I'm going to make it a thing. It's front of center. I don't give a shit.
Get the heat off of them. I put myself front and center so when they want to get legal accountability, their lawyers don't try to say, well, look at all the stuff you said about them on TikTok.
Notice how everything he says, because I'm a hero and because
I'll take care of that.
I will take care of that.
I'll put myself in harm's way.
Hero. Somebody cue the fucking hero music.
To help them. You don't understand that.
I don't understand that, Danesh, because I'm not a narcissist like you are.
Because that's not what you do.
No.
Your platform is simply about suckling on my nutsack.
Here we go, right? And you're going to see the cognitive dissonance, Danesh. Because I know you're watching. Let's not BS. Right? Okay. Again, is it the same knuckling or whatever you said right now? Is it the same that you did? Suckling, brother? You did, or suckling? Is it the same suckling you did on Dr. Phil? Which I'll argue is a lot gross. I mean, those smells be like old and sweaty. Is that the same suckling? No? Was his hairier than mine? I'm just wondering.
For the past year, for clout.
Right.
All of your content is just cruel, personal attacks on me.
All of it? Dude, I've done like fucking one video on you. Calm down, bro.
Not criticisms, cruel personal attacks, and empty phrases that you don't even understand.
Oh, right.
That you attach to me.
Is why? You think because I'm brown, I'm maybe uneducated? Should I slap you across with my degree and my fucking certificates and everything all that I have? No. It's like boom. No. Was that? Oh, now you're gonna be like, see, you're also saying like you're super smart. Decide which one is it, or is it just because I'm brown? No.
Not sure what you think you're trying to accomplish, but the monster you're trying to create from me is you.
Keyword, by the way, monster. Just watch out.
All the stories that you make up about me, all that slander, all those lies, you may think, hey, that's great. I get some clout off his name. But in reality, you put me in harm's way.
If you guys don't know exactly what he's talking about, I made a video, a broken down analysis using videos from Danesh, who pissed him off, right? A lot of them before he went to go clean his archive. And there's a lot of stuff I'm like, hey, this is why I think this. It's on my YouTube channel. You guys can go watch it. And I mean, anything that's on there, Danesh, you're more than welcome to let me know how I took it out of context. It's your own words. You dancing on top of people's graves. It's you. You telling a woman that, oh, rip, and I can almost say this is verbatim. Oh, rip, I know your parents just died, or something like that, right? But I'm still gonna freaking basically try to ruin your life. That's all your words. What did I make up, or what are you talking about? The problem with you, Danesh, is that you refuse. You do not know how to take accountability, and you do not know how to not make yourself front of center. You don't know. You don't know how, because you're a narcissist. That's why. But continue.
Since you watch everything I do obsessively, you must know about my stalker, the one who stalked my children and sends me text messages like this every day. Did you know you emboldened him? Watch.
Started. According to the oldest video on his account, it appears that he started posting sometime back in March of 2020. Like many people, he too started posting videos of his dog and his kid. You know, it's all wholesome and nice. And then at one point, he went political. In just the first few uploads, he made it very clear that he had a deep disdain for Trump. Now, before we dive into all the evidence together, I first want to make sure that we're all on the same page by what NPD is, or not.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I will find this guy.
That's your video.
So you've said yourself that, hey, and you know, you try to make sure that you tell your audience to not go after people and not do something that's specifically legal and stuff like that, even though you don't, and you actually do the opposite. Whatever, right? But that's what you say. Same. I would say right now, I don't condone anybody going after Danesh's family and harassing them or whatever, right? Harassing them, doing, you know, I don't condone that behavior. I don't do it. I don't think anyone else should do it. Police don't do it. But as you said yourself, Danesh, before, you can't really control people. But here you are insinuating that what? I should somehow control people? We all create content, Danesh. All of us. I mean, I think you know a little bit about that. So you think that your content that you've created has never incited violence? You really think that? Because if you do think that, you're either a liar or dangerously undereducated, right? And naive, which I actually don't think it's either. I don't even think, you know, you're a liar. Now, I think you're, you know, conniving. I think you're manipulative. And I think you, in my opinion, are trying to pose yourself as a victim when you're not a victim, when you're doing exactly what you're accusing me of doing. But let's finish your rant.
That's your video he's watching and getting emboldened by. You are the monster you are trying to create. Okay. I don't understand why people are just so mean, why you're just so cruel. I made a platform here because I can't stand bullying and people harming others and getting away with it. And I'm just very good at finding them.
Oh, So you got pissy and triggered, clearly, because a guy said, I will find this guy. And you literally just said the same shit. I'm really good at finding them. Dude, seriously, cognitive dissonance. It's a real thing. Like, you need to look into it. And you need to stop and think. Did I just say what wait a minute. Stop and before you press publish, before you press submit, whatever. Like, you gotta stop and think, dude. This is ridiculous.
Is it just fair game to just say whatever you want to me and I can't respond?
No, please. When did anyone, actually, let me rephrase that. How could anyone prevent you from responding? How are you victimizing yourself over that? Respond, please.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's just how it is. Oh, but I got one more thing. Introducing my new line of merch, the Victims of Daneland merchandise. Are you victimizing yourself with absolutely no merit? Are you trying to take a person who helps others and create a monster out of them just so you can get some clout? In reality, the monster is you. Get your new Victims of Daneland merch in my second merch store today, because if you're going to act like a victim, you might as well dress like one too.
By the way, I would try to go look for that one. I was genuinely going to put an order in. I wanted that fucking sweater. One, it looks kind of dope. Like, it looks like the Matrix. I've been playing Valhalla, the video game, and those kind of look like Norse swords. Like, I'm digging it. Like, it's not, but I'm digging it, bro. I was gonna buy it, straight up. I was gonna buy it and make this show with that fucking sweater, but you took it down or something. I couldn't find it. But anyways, dude, you're making yourself out to be this hypocrite, excuse me. And now it's just painful to watch. And if this wasn't painful enough, let's go watch a little bit of your Dr. Phil interview. And I will say that I'm going to have to cut it up, right? Because unfortunately, I don't want to get claimed by Dr. Phil. And, so if I, if I cut it up weirdly, or not roll the whole thing, apologies. You guys can go watch it for yourself in its entirety. It's on Dr. Phil's platform. I just want to prevent getting claimed by Dr. Phil. I'm going to submit it because I'm pretty sure it's going to get flagged as fair use because I'm commenting over it. So YouTube, if you're listening after it gets claimed, I'm commenting over it. This is fair use. I'm not showing the thing in its entirety. I'm not here to do that. I just want to show the part where essentially the person I'm making a video off right now looks like a goddamn liar and a hypocrite and a fool. So let's watch that real quick, and then we'll continue to Danesh's reaction of his interview over with Dr. Phil.
A lot of different things. What I fear with somebody like Danesh, and somebody could, particularly if they're, and let's say in another irrational moment they harm themselves or take their own life. Would you feel that was justice?
No.
Or would you feel like, yeah, I kind of wish I hadn't been quite so gleeful when I was dancing around saying, found her, I got her.
No.
How would you feel then?
No, that's not my responsibility. It's cruel to try to put that on me. I don't believe in punishing this person over and over and over and over again. There's no reason to do that. That would be harassment.
He's a victim. I want you guys to really pay attention to how this individual, again, I keep saying it, right? And I'm going to say it the wrong way on purpose. He keeps putting himself front of center at every single turn, even on national television, right? Where you would think someone would be like, hey, I'm not going to put myself out to be a complete douche. Because you did do that, Danesh. You put yourself out to be a douchebag. No, that's not, no, I don't care. I'm right. That's effectively what you did, dude. I'm right. No, I don't care. It's like fucking when you're like a 6-year-old. It's like, your dinner. I don't want to. I mean, how do you describe a grown man acting that way?
But to identify her in the video, humiliate her, and if she lost her job as a result, then I would say you're welcome to the company for letting them know that their employee might at any point just attack someone. So there's no feeling of guilt on my part. I just feel happy that I was able to help the victim, and that's my priority.
The hero.
In his world, he's putting on the hat as prosecutor and law enforcement officer. So what should happen is if an individual feels they are wronged.
I mean, literally laughing. Someone's telling you, like, this is another professional telling you, he's not telling you any lies. You are putting yourself out there as judge, jury, and executioner, and you have nothing, right, of value to add. You don't know how to defend yourself, so your defensive mechanism is just to lie.
Enforcement officer. So what should happen?
That's what your defensive mechanism is, because you look like an idiot on national television, and it sucks, man. But I guess you knew that, right? Which we're gonna get into that video right now, where you say you knew that, but you're totally not a clout chaser, right? It's me, and you're not you, right? Well, let's get into that video real quick.
It's my official response to the Dr. Phil episode I was on. I don't really care too much about the editing and how they try to make me look bad or villainize me. I don't care. They were honest with me in the beginning before they even asked me to be on. They were honest with me and said that they're going to be putting me in the hot seat and try to make me out to be the villain. And Dr. Phil doesn't approve of what I do. So I knew that going into it, and I still decided to do it.
Okay, so you knew out of the horse's mouth, you're hearing it. He knew, right? They probably told him very outright, yo, the guy doesn't fucking like you. He doesn't agree with what you're saying or whatever, right? But we're going to invite you over. We're going to cut this up however we want, and you might end up looking like a dumbass. And he's like, hey, okay, let's do it.
Because I will defend my platform anytime, anywhere, and I'll always defend the victim.
Oh, you were defending your platform. Oh, dude, that's genius. To all the haters here, coming from Danesh or Savannah or Tizzy's following, what did he just say? I will do any video to defend my platform. So I'm not clout chasing. I'm defending my platform.
Victims of the videos that I have created. Now, Dr. Phil is big on telling me that Jasmine was not in the hot seat, but she was in fact on Dr. Phil for this one point he wanted to make, which is that it's not okay to post these videos online, and he kept asking her why she did it. This person has not even been arrested. This person assaulted Jasmine and a friend and the police as well. And Jasmine says no one would have believed her if there wasn't video. Here's what I say to you, Dr. Phil. As a rich, white, cisgendered, hetero male, you have no position to sit there on your talk show where you make millions of dollars and tell this woman, a black woman, that it is enough. That hasn't been enough. Or even imply that her posting online is just as bad or worse than what happened to her. I understand the optics look really bad for you. That's why you had to bring in 2 criminal defense lawyers to make your point for you, and they still failed to do so. He proved himself wrong. Now you astutely point out that action hasn't been taken. I'm very clear on my position. I'm not a vigilante. I want the law to do its job. One of my favorite examples to bring up is John Petrillo, who attacked a black boy in New York and would have gone away with it. It was filmed on this blurry camera. It was very hard to find out who it was, but I still did it. I found out who it was and helped the victim in reporting this person to the police. They were afraid of reporting to the police because they were afraid of retaliation. So I contacted the police myself. I contacted the crime stoppers myself to make sure that if they report this person, he will get arrested. And they had very specific instructions. They said he has to admit that he committed the crime. So I went online. I found John Petrillo. I talked to him. And I got him to admit he committed the crime. So then the parents of the victim were able to file a police report, and within an hour, John Petrillo was arrested. And crime stoppers tried to pay me for the job I told they could pay the kid. I don't know if they've paid the kid yet. I didn't check in on them, but I didn't accept the money. So that's the kind of thing I do here, which is absolutely within the law. The law tried to pay me for it. Criminal defense lawyers are paid to lie. So him coming in from his position is not like an expert opinion. He was specifically picked by Dr. Phil to say that to me. If it was Jasmine who had done it to Kelly, Jasmine would have been arrested that night if she would have survived after attacking the police too, right? Kelly assaulted the police and still got to get away while drunk. Probably drove home drunk. Police did nothing. No, being humiliated online is not enough. Her life isn't ruined. And if it is, it's because of her own actions, not mine, not Jasmine's. She needs to face legal consequences because it needs to be recognized by the country that Jasmine is a human being, and when people hit her, they get charged with assault like anybody else. The fact that Kelly hasn't been charged is dehumanizing to the victim. Not because I'm focused on punishing Kelly, because I'm focused on Jasmine being treated like a human being, like being treated like you would, Dr. Phil, if somebody assaulted you. I know for a fact if he wasn't able to identify that person, he would post that person online and ask the public to help. And I guarantee you, all of his followers would tag me. And if that were to happen, I guarantee you, Dr. Phil would be gleefully celebrating. Found her! I got her!
Me. It's all about you. It's all about Danesh. They would have been tagging me, because I am the one that finds everyone. But I don't dox anybody. I just want justice. See, the thing, Danesh, is that you live in this bubble you've made for yourself. And to be fair, I can probably scroll here in the comment section and see how many people, right, back up your claim of like, oh my God, hey, this one right here, right? We appreciate you, King, and all the freaking garbage, right? You get all in your fucking feelings, right? You don't know how to handle your feelings. You don't know how to handle yourself. And that's why you did the video you did. I'm a monster for doing exactly what you do? No. Right? You see yourself like, I don't do the same. I'm a hero. Are you? Why? Because let's just say out of 1,000, let's just say 1,000, maybe at best, 50% of those people, quote, deserved it. And I say, quote, deserved it because it's subjective. It's subjective to how much fucking hatred you have in your heart for someone. We can all know. We all know it's for white people, right? even though there's a rumor, I'm not sure this is true, Danesh, you might want to clear the air on this, but someone was tagging me saying that like your baby mama was like a white lady or something. I'm not sure that's true. I know you live in a very predominantly white state. So, I mean, I guess you can say that's neither here nor there, but it's interesting. Because like everyone else, right, that hates on white individuals, we end up finding out that they're married to them or they're engaged to them. AOC, right? The you know, we have Kamala Harris, all those people. So it would be interesting to know, like, what is it that you are so pissed off about, dude? And again, earlier when I said 50%, I'm being generous. How many times? So those of you guys that are pissed off, like, when does he have to pedal back his claim? All the time. I'm not going to do the work for you. Go freaking search it on TikTok. TikTok wants to compete with Google now. Do the equivalent. Go on there. Danesh is wrong, or keywords. It'll come up. Right? How many times he's having to say, like, yeah, hey, I was wrong, or I shouldn't have done this. Plenty of times. I covered it in my original video. And to be fair, even when he is wrong, I guess, he doesn't come out and say that because he thinks he's right, because he's a narcissist. And as far as like the other three folks, right? These individuals right here, plenty of times as well. But will they come out? Will they say anything like, hey, that's my fuck up? Sometimes. But they continue, right, doing those same fuck ups. Danesh here has literally danced on people's graves, has said, sorry, your mom died, but I'm still going to ruin your life. Savannah, I'm still doing extensive, like, if I ever do her video, if I ever release it, I like to watch her content enough to understand it and to make sure that I try to not to bring up anything that's not something she said out of her own mouth. So if I have an idea about something I want to say, hey, here's a video to back that up. But in Savannah's case, what I know, at least for sure, is that not only she got into like beef with like Aunt Karen, even though they went back to being like BFFs, because she was running her mouth, right, and saying some pretty freaking awful racist shit about another content creator. The same content creator, by the way, that Tissy said that she was lathering herself in animal fat. You know, that same creator. Savannah said something awful about her, which again, Aunt Karen called her out about. Not to mention the rumor that she got married at a plantation, right? Which is this right here, this little gem right here. Somebody else, another YouTuber, covered this. Even though she's like, oh, it's not a plantation. Adams, right there, Adams Ponds or something. It is a plantation. Like if you Google the history, like the actual structure, I guess, was built in 1920 or something like that. It would have been slavery. But the property and who owns it, the owners, it's all, a Google search away. It's all there. But of course, she just leaves it at that. Like, oh, it wasn't a plantation I got married on. But it looks like you did, Savannah. It looks like you fucking did. Now, is there more to her? Again, I continue to watch her content when I can because, it's not for me. Her content's not for me. When it comes to Tizzy over here, I did my video on him. The guy has had a long history of like picking fights with the kids. Like his whole audience, he's the bigger of all these two, or all the content creators that we know about that are like the social justice mob. He's the biggest one. And he has literally, knowing that, by the way, he has told effectively, right? Not verbatim, but he's told or hinted at least to his followers, like, hey, maybe we should go get this kid. And it was an underage kid, and her stupid boyfriend too. The videos are out there. Did he pedal back later? Of course he did, like they always do. And then he told again, an African-American woman, you're like lathering yourself in animal fat so like someone can like, bone you. It's some disgusting, like weird shit that happens in Tissy's head. Obviously, I proved it in the video that I did about him. That's all he thinks about. But yeah, no, they never pedal anything back. They never. It's ridiculous. The followers that are here for these three, and you guys are like obsessed with these folks in the sense that you will not see anything wrong that they do. It's poisonous to you, right? I don't need anybody to fucking worship me either. Fuck that, right? Don't worship anyone. Stop looking up at these idols because they're going to make you step on shit. That's literally my whole model. Like my whole mantra is that when you spend your time like this, I got Tizzy and I got Danesh, all this stupid idiocy that I see online, right? They're going to make you step on shit. And then you're going to say what? Just like Modern Warrior. What happened with Modern Warrior? Huh? That's right. Where are the followers? That's right. right? No, he's oh my God, he's dreamy. On Karen had that one video where, you know, that was that one song, like I'll never stitch on daddy or something like that, right? It's out there. You can look it up, right? Like, oh, I love this guy. He's so fucking handsome. He's like, you know, dreamy. And then later on, literally snitch on him. Like somebody did a little montage. Look it up, you know, because it's like you came out later and said that he's like a essay. That's what you said. Even though you said it like 2 months ago, like I'll never snitch on daddy, on daddy, but you did. Why? Because all these folks that come out and like, you this, you that, you, they end up putting their foot in their mouth so far up their mouth it comes out their ass, and then they're like, no, it's actually not that bad. Oh my God, you're totally misinterpreting this. That's what all the followers say. Oh my God, you just don't get it. Okay. Not if, but when they step on, make you step on shit, there will be people like me that will come out and say, excuse me, what happened? Oh, but that's right. All you freaking, you know, blind followers will be like, bah, you don't get it. Bah, it's not their fault. Bah, we're all human. Bah, you're not perfect either. Savannah and Tissy, or Savannah and Danesh always like to bitch about, oh, we got swatted and our kids could have been shot. You don't think that all the people you've put out there, you've done the same thing, you put them in harm? Kids? You can argue all day long. Oh, get me, I'm Danesh, come after me, even though you're a baby and you just cried about because I did it, but whatever, right? But not my kid. Okay. But how are you going to control if like your followers start coming after my kids? Huh? How? Right now, nothing has happened. Okay, fine. I'll make sure to screenshot everything. You know, unlike other people, I am a proud gun owner, and I do have a lot of technology that I know how to use very well to make sure that I, you know, filter any kind of DDoS attack, make sure that I know what's happening on my kids' cell phones, on my cell phones, on my electronic devices. I'm really good, right? So I'll make sure to point it back at you. I mean, if that's what we're doing here, right? I'll make sure to point it right back at you and say, Danesh, take responsibility. Will you? No, you're not. Because you'll put yourself front of center again. But you did it first. That's what you'll do. Because you're a big fucking baby. You're a narcissist. No one can freaking come and tell you that, hey, you're gaslighting. No, I'm not. You are. You are. Hey, dude, okay, you're acting like a fucking child. Oh yeah, but what are you? That's what you'll do. Because that's what you are, Danesh. That's what you are. That's who you are. But you're trying to put up this persona out here like you're fucking tough. Like you're the toughest fucking guy out there. Right? Like I'll find them. I'll fucking find them right now. Okay. But you're the victim at the same time. Okay, man. Like, go ahead. You want to respond? Go ahead, dude. I'm right here. I'm waiting. Because but I can't respond. Go ahead. Go ahead. You know what the problem here? And I'll close the video with this. Danesh, you, sir, only go and only attack people that you know either A, can't punch back, right? Other than that one bearded dude, that one that I haven't seen him anymore on TikTok. But that one bearded dude that you guys were fighting all the time with, I forget his name. You know, that kind of like that wasn't scared to like fight or get back against you, even though he was a white guy. You pick fights with people that either can't say anything back, or you pick with fights with people that don't know how to defend themselves. You're a bully, right? You pick people that you know, like, oh, they're dumb enough where I'm gonna hunt them down, I'm gonna bully them, and I'm gonna laugh at them again, dance on their grave, you know, say I gotcha. You can try that with me, but I think at this point, you don't need to admit it. By the way, 21. I think at this point, you damn well know, dude, that I'm the kind of guy that you're gonna have a really fucking hard time with, really hard fucking time, if you want to proceed with any other bullshit itery that you usually do. Go ahead, dude. I'm another brown guy just like you. Go ahead. You can't pull any of that bullshit with me like I'm a cis white guy. Go ahead. You know, again, I'm right here. Right? But I'm not going to stop. Just like you're not going to stop covering like injustices, I'm not going to stop covering creators like these three that are full of shit, right? That half of their actions arguably are good, and the other half is only for their own self-interest. Here's my merch. Pay me on PayPal. Here's my Cash App. That's because that's every video, right? Or like at least 90% of your videos are like that. I mean, even as a joke, you did it on the video you did for me. That's what you do, right? So we'll leave it there, everybody. Leave your comments down below. Let me know if all the haters that are here watching, let me know how mad you are. You know, I always like to add extra salt to my comments. You know, give it some flavor. For the rest of you guys that are here genuinely watching the show and you enjoy it, thank you for being here. You know that. You know I appreciate you. And yeah, until next time. See ya.